When we looked at the most important and the common challenges of why enterprise performance management seems to perform subpar to expectation and potential, two common things always came out. The first was this drive towards standardization, common data marts, common reports, rationalization of structures, which seemed to be a almost conditioned precedent for anyone to get good insights out. And the reason is very easy to understand. In complex organizations, you have proliferation of data. If you use bad data, you get bad insights, and therefore you cannot really use those insights. The second common concern and challenge always is that even when you produce those reams of reports and those tons of data, it seems people don't use it as much as they should to make decisions on the business. At the same time, they're frustrated that they don't have enough of the type of data, of the type of analysis that is required for them to make fundamental business decisions. So how do you solve for these two dichotomy? Traditionally, the solution has been focused towards a convergence model, which is how do I get my data structures more uniform? How do I get my technology stack more uniform? How do I drive rationalization and standardization and use it as a panacea for that problem? We have seen multiple occasions with very large global customers where we have gone through a whole standardization of reports exercise. We have reduced the number of reports from 5,000 to 500. And within 2 years' time, it's back to 4,500. And by the way, during this whole journey, the general managers in the businesses are no happier than they were before or after or during the process of the journey in terms of how much insight they're getting to make timely decisions. We believe that the experience that many of us are having in our own personal lives as consumers, as users of information, to make our own decisions, and the way that is fundamentally changing with the advancements in digital technology has to be applied from a design principle perspective on how we think about enterprise performance management. If I, as a consumer, want to make some decisions on my investment portfolio, I have a Bloomberg app, for example, which I can configure in any which way I want. The database of the Bloomberg is one common database. It comes from the stock exchanges, the commodity exchanges, the money markets, and stuff like that. There's no variation in that data. There's standard definition, there's standard views. However, depending on whether I am a day trader or I'm a long-term investor, I'm a risk-based investor, I'm a low-risk investor, I design the kind of reports, I design the kind of information, I design the kind of data, I design the kind of news that I want to consume along with that information in the way I configure that app for myself. What does that mean? That basically means that while one has to drive standardization of data, one has to create mass customization in the way people consume that data and use that data to make business decisions, because the context of that consumption and the context of the business decision varies every day, varies from one business unit to another, varies by geography, varies by business situation. The second aspect on this one is that the way one consumes data, the ease, the self-service mode, the mobility enhancement that everyone has now got used to needs to be almost the same for enterprise performance management data. So therefore, the user experience, which is why that drives adoption of enterprise performance management output, becomes so much more critical in today's world than it was before, and it needs to be a fundamental design principle in order for that transformation to be effective.